This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, sweeps to his right, gets to the 20. He's at the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's down to the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, gets back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
7-8, 27-yard line. 49ers into the backfield. Smith on third down. He'll take it himself for a first down. And one. Alex Smith is in. Touchdown.
His left hip. Third down. Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in the post. And it's good. Touchdown. Touchdown 49. But it's second down. Ryan takes the snap. Goes to slant to the left side. It's Michael. Intercepted. The 49ers pick it. And Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for a touchdown. No greater redemption.
Kaepernick shoots it. Hold everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game.
You're quiet. You're muted.
Damn. Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and we're here to bring you guys another fun-filled show. We're sorry about the little at the beginning of it, but it's all good. We are here. Guys, we finally made it to the last roster breakdown show. I know you guys thought we forgot about it. We didn't. We were debating on whether or not we should do the specialists or not. We were like, it's just 3 guys, right? Like, we don't need to do this. But then we were like, hey, kickers are people too. Pat McAfee. No, not what's his name? It is Pat McAfee, right?
Yeah.
Is that the kicker's name?
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that's right.
He would kick our asses if we didn't do it. Is it Pat McAfee? Hold on, now I got to Google this really quick.
I was going to look it up, but you can have at it.
Yes,
Aloha
he is.
to the fans.
Yes, it is. It is Pat McAfee, former kicker for the Indianapolis Colts. That is exactly who it is. Okay, because the McAfee name is in the news right now, and now I'm not sure if I'm saying the right one and all that stuff. So, all right, so yeah, he would kick our asses if we didn't talk about kickers. And so we're going to do that at the end of the show. But before we do, I'm going to pop the formalities back up here so you guys can see it one more time. Facebook, Twitter, as well as Twitch. Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitch is Nothing But Niners. We have Snapchat and Twitter. That is Nothing But 9 ERS. Website, nothingbutniners.com. And the email, nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. And you guys already know what to do here on the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. All right. I'm your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL. And over here on this side is my guy, Brian. He is Niner with the underscore in between. That's ST8R _9R. I got it down now, man. Like, I know your joint probably better than I know my own. I changed my name for like 2 days on Twitter. Then I changed it back because I realized I had ordered a custom jersey. I ordered a custom jersey that has 49ers Mike in it. And I was going to change my name to NB9ers _Mike. And I thought it would be cool if we were all like kind of uniform, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I like that. I changed it for, I can't even say 2 days. It was probably like 2 hours. And then I changed it back because I remembered I purchased the custom jersey.
It's
so
like,
boo.
I went with the NBN Brian on mine. So
yeah. See, I should.
But that's because we couldn't figure out. Well, initially we couldn't figure out numbers. Like it wasn't. You couldn't put numbers on the nameplate, but you guys figured that out. So
yeah, man. You got to know the right people, make the right calls, and you can get some things to happen, man. So, guys, we're gonna have some fun with today's show. We got a lot of stuff to discuss, and there's like how do I say this? So all right, on the nighttime shows we do like the Today on Twitter, right? But on these shows we discuss what happened today in the world of the 49ers. And so I think there might be a little bit of overlap. So maybe we focus on it here because we had more time, right? And then we just don't focus on it for the Q&A show, the more Midnight Madness show. What do you think about that?
Sure. Yeah, we can focus on. So you want to focus on it now and not later?
Yeah.
Perfect. Then we'll have more time for questions this evening.
Exactly. That's later. That. See, now you're thinking, man. Now we're talking. All right. So let's start with the news of the day concerning your San Francisco 49ers. Brian, let's take it away, baby.
So the 49ers were fined $100,000 and Kyle Shanahan was fined $50,000. Okay. The Jaguars were fined $200,000 and Urban got $100,000. So they got double. I still couldn't find exactly why they doubled his penalty. And then the Cowboys were also fined for the same as the 49ers.
Yeah, well, Adam Schefter later tweeted out like the punishments that happened and all that. And there's the Jaguars were twice as bad also. So I don't know why it was doubled. This is his first offseason. Maybe it was multiple infractions during OTAs or whatever was happening. So I'm not – is that Breezy? I'm not quite sure why it was happening. Yeah, no, it wasn't. So I don't know why it happened either. But what I did find out was that it's all basically related to the same stuff.
Right.
What I don't get is the scale of penalties. Kyle Shanahan's bank account is not half of what the 49ers organization's bank account is. So why is his fine that, like, percentage-wise, this does not make any sense, and that's going to be our topic of discussion here.
Well, ultimately, he's responsible, so.
All right, that is true, but shouldn't penalties just be a percentage? I mean, like taxes, right? I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm going too far here, but I think everybody should pay the same percentage of taxes. Regardless of how much you make, if the percentage is the same, it's fair across the board.
That's true. Flat tax.
So why? Huh?
Flat tax.
Yeah. So why can't penalties in the NFL be like this? You see some players get fined more than others, and you see penalties end with like the most random number, like $17,568. Like, how'd you come up with the 8? Like, how you couldn't just rack it up? Like, you know what I'm saying? So what do you think about that? Do you think I'm crazy to think that the NFL should fine based off of a percentage?
Well, I think there is probably a list that the Players Association has that says, okay, you violated this, it's going to be X amount of dollars. You violate this, or if it's a second time offense, whatever, then obviously the fine goes up. But I'm sure some of that is preset in stone. I don't think that it just gets handed out randomly. Like, I was surprised that being this was technically Kyle's second offense, maybe not in the same thing, but it had to do with preseason practices stuff last time too, right? And so if he's going to have a violation, I would have expected that his would have been higher. Not that I wanted it to be, but I would have expected it to be higher because he's had previous violations. Yeah.
And maybe it is higher. Maybe before the Niners only got 50,000 and Kyle only got 25. Maybe we are seeing the second wave of penalties. Now, that would mean that Urban Meyer has done a lot of really bad stuff in his first year here in the NFL. And that's possible because he's coming, from the college programs where the rules are a little more lenient, the number of players and all that stuff. So maybe it's – I don't know, man. I don't know. But that was my thoughts and my takeaway from that. In other news, the 49ers Twitter account released a litany of various photos today. Did you get a chance to see them all?
Are you talking just the uniform stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was all the uniform stuff. It's all the uniform stuff. And some things stood out here. I'm just going to pop them up on the screen here so you guys can see them really quick with us. And then we'll discuss a couple of things that stood out to us about these photos, if anything at all. All right. And I believe this is the last one here. There he is. Put that green screen on, man. Let's rock. Put that green screen on.
I'm on freaking.
Oh, you're on Mozilla Firefox or whatever it is. Oh, boo.
You got Matt.
What you doing, bro?
Wayne.
Look, son. This is a long day, man. Look,
what you out coaching?
Yeah, man. I'm out here, trying to get everybody in shape. Football season's around the corner. Trying to get these guys into camp. We got some players from UConn on the team. Actually, he got released. But
hey, listen,
man, don't judge me, bro. But I'm here.
Yeah, no, it's
Yes,
good to see you, man. I missed you in the building and everything, and the energy that you bring, man. It's good to have you back in here. I really do miss seeing you, man. This is your first time, I believe, in Nothing But Niners history that you were on this show, and the following things have happened. One, no 49ers apparel.
Okay.
Combined with no glasses and no hat. I don't think this trifecta has ever happened. Ladies and gentlemen, if you still have time, drop what you're doing and go buy a lottery ticket right now. This has never in the history of Nothing But Niners happened. I'm telling you guys, go do it. Go do it. I didn't even add in the fact that there's no green screen. I'm telling you guys, this is different.
He's right, though. And I'm too lazy to put up my Niner backdrop. It's too much work, man. Like,
I get it. Hey, this stuff is pinned on the wall right here. This ain't going nowhere. Everyone wants to know why my background hasn't changed. That's real. Like this isn't. Look. This shit moves. Like this isn't a backdrop. This is real. That's on the wall. That's on the wall. My wife hates it out here. My wife hates it, but it's cool. So listen, we were going through some of the pictures. That the team shared today.
Clean, bro. Clean.
And the uniforms are looking good, but there were some things that stood out in some of these pictures that I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't just touch on. Okay. Here's one that we posted last night in the show. All right. We had Brandon Ayuk with the shiny balls. That sounded bad. Jimmy here, along with Fred Warner. All right.
Like Jimmy Garoppolo lost weight.
Well, it's weird because everybody was saying he gained weight. So,
that was a couple of months, like about a month ago, but he must have been working hard in camp.
So what stood out to you guys about all of this? And I see we have a contribution here somewhere. I'm going to find it eventually.
I got it right here.
There we go. So what stood out to you guys about these photos today? And then we'll get to Camelot's red and gold contribution here.
You want to go first, B?
Oh, you go ahead. I talked about uniforms last night.
For me, what stood out was the fact that it looked like they were having a really good time from the quarterbacks to the rest of the team. I mean, I know they're just taking pictures, but you don't think they were having a good time?
Well, I don't think the quarterbacks were having a good time. That was one of my points that I was going to make from this. Well,
in my opinion, they did, except for that one picture of Jimmy Garoppolo you showed. He had his eyes closed.
I didn't see any quarterbacks. I saw a quarterback.
You didn't see Trey Lance, right?
At all,
right? So I don't know what that means, and we can kind of like discuss that. But like I said, it looked like the rest of the team was having a pretty good time, and I like how they brought in the nostalgia to the team. I definitely like how they brought in the Jerry Rice. It would have been cool if they could have got Bryant Young in there. You know what I'm saying? These are the jerseys that are available right now. You got Bryant Young, Jerry Rice, Ricky Waters, Ken Norton is available too, guys. And there was another one. John Taylor's is available. Obviously, he was interviewed. He's been inducted to the 49ers Hall of Fame, Ring of Fire, whatever you want to call it. But it just looked like the guys were having a pretty decent time, and those young boys was there. And I felt like we didn't see Deebo Samuel at the press photos when they had the other uniforms, but we got to see him in the 75th anniversary edition. I don't know if you guys peeped that. And so I thought that was pretty cool. We got some Deebo. And how is it? Look at Jimmy. I mean, he just looks, he's smiling. And Deebo's like, this cat don't know he's not going to be the quarterback. And Jerry Rice is like, yo, sign me up, coach. That's what I got from that picture right there.
All right.
And Miss Debbie is right. I like the comment that she put. She ain't paid for it, but I'm gonna post it anyway. And then we go back to that contribution. And this could be a reason because neither did Trey. I don't think Trey Sermon signed his contract yet either.
Right.
So this could be a reason why the Treys and Ambry Tom. This could be a reason why you didn't see these guys in those photos. Doesn't mean they won't be with the team. It's just that right now they're technically not signed. I do want that Ken Norton Jr. Let me tell you how much of a Ken Norton Jr. fan I was. I hated him when he was with Dallas. But God knows he came to the 49ers, and he just filled that linebacker spot up. Him, Gary Plummer.
Oh.
Yeah. Big Gary up in that middle. Remember he cracked somebody on the goal line? I forgot who it was, and prevented him from getting a touchdown. It would have been dope to see a Deion Sanders run. I'm just saying.
I mean, all right.
A one-year wonder.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. See, I didn't say Brian.
Wait. He was only a 1 year wonder because your daggone team president, general manager, didn't reach out to him and offer him a contract.
Well, back then they didn't reach out to anybody. They weren't interested in bringing back.
Well, then that's why he was a 1 year wonder.
And he did say, I would have happily returned. I have heard him say that on the record before. He said, but him and also Eric Davis, when they reached their last contract.
Really? Before he went to the Panthers?
Yeah. He said they never made an offer.
We could say Bumbleclot, right? And not get in trouble.
Yeah. I don't think the language thing is on right now.
Hey, guys, I finally got monetized on YouTube, and I have to now realize that I can't say bad words anymore.
So you leave and learn it over there. Okay.
Oh, no. You were telling me, but it didn't resonate until I got in trouble for it on my joint.
I see.
Yeah, but I didn't understand what that meant. And so now I understand what it meant. God dang it. I'm giving you props in some kind of weird way, dude. I learned on here not to say the bad words. And so I just wanted to point that out, man. Shout out to Nothing But Niners.
That's funny. That is funny, man. Yeah, so I think the no contract for him is one of them, right? And that's probably why we didn't see Trey. I noticed something in this picture too, other than the money on the ground and other than
is Jerry Rice wearing Air Force Ones?
Oh, I don't think those are Air Force.
Are those Reeboks?
I don't know. But when you guys can't see my mouse on the screen. When did Jimmy start wearing a glove? I've never seen that before.
Oh, he's channeling his inner Tom Brady right now. I feel like.
What's up with that, right? Like, where did that come from?
I don't know, man.
Am I looking too much? God, you can tell Mike, chill out. It's just a picture. They probably put it on to change up stuff because in the other picture with Jimmy, you can't see his hand. You can't see his hand there. Hold on,
Callie, you sick with it, bro?
You can't see his hands here.
Wait, can you go back to the Debo picture? I just want to see something about Debo Samuel. I know you're looking at. I think Jimmy had the glove on the whole night. Is that is the gel position right there? Is that hurting his hamstrings right now? Because he shouldn't be doing any of that.
No. So what happened was because of the photo shoot, he missed his stretching and rehab session.
Oh,
so they told him to do it here.
Okay.
During the photo shoot, get your stretches in, and we'll work with you, and the guys will follow what you do, which is why he's laughing.
I thought he was saying Jimmy. Yeah, I don't know. He's not going to be the quarterback.
and then Jimmy got that smirk that says, "Little do you know,
I am the quarterback."
Yeah.
This is my year.
Mike. I see what you're doing, Mike. I see.
And then Jerry was watching all this happen. Was like, guys, I want to get in the picture too. They were like, Jerry, but you're not in uniform. I got a shirt. Hold on. And he went and grabbed the jersey out the back because they was letting him do his thing earlier. And he was like, they were like, well, what about everything? No, it's okay. I don't need pads. No, it's okay. I don't need the tights. No, I don't need cleats. It's okay. I'm Jerry Rice. I'm the GOAT. I just want to be in the picture. I'll pay you. Jerry, you can't pay us. And he pulls out the money and throws it on the floor. And that's how Jerry gets in the picture.
If Jerry Rice had to pay to get in the picture, then we need to do that something needs to be said and done. Jerry shouldn't have to pay for anything. They should lay out a yellow brick road for when Jerry Rice enters the stadium.
All right. I like it. Raheem Mostert was in the building. You see the pictures with Fred.
The franchise, baby. That's what I call Fred Warner, the franchise.
That man, George Kittle hair getting longer and longer by the day.
Looking like a rock star.
Oh, he does have a glove on. Look.
I said that. I said
it's background. I didn't see the background one. I didn't see the little tiny Jimmy. Hello, little Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounded
little
weird.
tiny Jimmy back there.
Yeah, that sounded weird. Okay, let's get to these contributions here. Camelot's Red and Gold $5 contribution. Thank you for that. He says Seahawks wide receiver Tamarion Terry, they picked up as an undrafted free agent, was cut yesterday. Dude's being indicted with 11 others from 2018 club killing. Just crazy. I don't know anything about this, but indicted does not mean guilty.
Guilty, right? But he's going to be. He's a suspect, basically.
Yeah, indicted means that they're going to trial. That's all. That's all that means. It doesn't mean anything else. So I have a really bad problem with people convicting people before anything comes out. And I'll tell you now, I'm guilty of the same thing. My hate and disdain for Greg Hardy came before any kind of trial because I knew it wasn't going to go to trial. And what happened? Exactly. Little girl ran off and took her money, and you never heard from her again. But yeah, so that's one of the things there. We have another contribution here from Ms. Debbie, and I'm going to scroll up to see if I missed any other ones. Here's a little something for Wayne's trifecta we've never seen on NBA. All right, I'm gonna put this to good use. I'm gonna take the 20 and get us some lottery tickets, and I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post the numbers on here so you guys can see. What is this? This is $10 worth of lottery tickets, right? Unless you do the Megaplier. If you do the Megaplier, then I can't do the math on it. It's $3 a ticket.
I don't know anything about what language he's talking, Brian. Do you understand what he's saying? It's just not my thing.
Yeah, we don't spend money on the lottery tickets very often.
Just
so
go
I
to
don't
the
know all the
casino,
ins and outs.
Go to the casino, put 20 on a slot, call it.
Well, you live close enough to Mohegan Sun that you can go do that.
Yeah, I do. All right.
Or Foxwoods.
Parks Casino is right down the street from me, so it's not. We can make it happen.
Across the state, you can be in Atlantic City, man. It's a long road for me to get to. The closest I can go is like one of the reservations or something, because
they do got casinos out there, Brian. Because I know my wife's grandparents, they used to go all the time. Like that was the weekend thing. I'd be like, dang.
Yeah, you got to go out to the reservation for that.
Got you. Ms. Debbie said, we splitting that money, Mike, if you win.
Oh, are you kidding me? Of course. I'm going to put the numbers on here. Y'all can hold me accountable. That's the best way to be accountable.
Well, Mike, you know what we can do is if we win, we can get that suite at the Super Bowl like we were talking about. And then with the extra tickets, we can very specific fans who are very involved with the family will get to come as well.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna wear the same I got on right now.
You're gonna wear your UConn shirt to the Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
I sure will.
Listen to me.
I sure will.
Hear me and hear me clearly.
I'm listening.
If we win the lottery, and we end up in this sweet box for the Super Bowl, and the Niners are in it, and you come in with a UConn Nike shirt on, I'm having security stop you at the door. Now, if you want to wear it underneath something for good luck, that's different.
It's a college team, man. Like, come on.
Show up to the Super Bowl without Niners apparel on, bro.
It got the Niners red in there. If you look at the lettering of the name.
Rome, Ricky, you can stay. Wayne, you have to go.
Right.
I wish a mother freaker would, boy. I tell you, man. I tell you,
right. Hey, that's my family. All right, I'm sorry. I had a lot of. Oh man, that's good, man. That looks good. So let me ask you guys this question. I asked it on. I think it was on Instagram earlier. I asked the question. They're doing the throwbacks. We got 6 games in total. 4 with the red, 2 with the white.
Yeah.
Which ones look better to you, in your opinion? Honestly,
I still like the whites.
Right. Yep.
I still like the whites. Like it's something about that white, man, that just so fresh and so clean. Don't get it twisted. The red is fire, but the white, man, on the white with the white pants, the white socks with the red, and if they wear red shoes and then the gold helmet, like it's just. I wish they could change the color of the helmets too. That would be fire. Just come in there all white. That look like stormtroopers or whatever you call them.
Yeah, I think I figured out what's weird to me about the red ones. When I look at the jersey by itself, I like the jersey, the red jersey.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I see it with the uniform, I think the white ones look better from head to toe.
Yeah,
but is that weird? I like the red on white though. If it was red on any other color, it would look funky, like ugly. But the fact that it's on the white pants, it goes. But that all white from head to toe, that's just fire.
Work, man.
Like he was about to choke. That's why he was about to choke.
Oh God!
I forgot. I gotta come on here. I'm censored.
Yeah, Ms. Debbie knows what it is. They stand out more. The team looks faster. They look like just slimmer. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. I really enjoy it.
Big piece that's gonna be missing from them all whites though is Richard Sherman, man. So I'm kind of see how this team is gonna fare out this year. I know Jason Verrett is pretty much a lock, and after that, we kind of playing Russian roulette. I do know we got our line back, so that's a good thing. But I was watching some clips from some games, man. I know Richard Sherman got beat from time to time, but in 20 with the season we contended for the Super Bowl, man, when he was healthy, like that dude was pretty darn good, man. Like they were not throwing to him. Even and if you watch the game against the Packers and the playoffs where he was on Devontae Adams, watch how they bracketed it Adams with Sherman on Adams, and then they brought in Jimmy Ward. Just watch how that was. That was fire, yo. And then I don't know what happened the next season, man. They stopped the bracketing, they stopped stuff, and then Sherman got more exposed. But it is what it is. He's gone now. I just know he was a good piece to that white. He was the one that helped create that defense, that picture. They all came out all white, and they all sat down. Come on, man.
Yep.
That picture was also the curse. That was the jinx that did his thing.
Okay.
Celebrating too
early. Yep.
The Niners literally didn't do that all season long. Does anybody else notice that? We had plenty of turnovers. We had pick sixes and stuff. They didn't do that all season long. The closest we came was during the Mud Bowl against Washington. Was that year?
Yeah, we're both
They did all the sliding, and then the whole team slid in there, and they did a little photo shoot. But during the game, like, I didn't see that the whole time. And I'm not blaming that on Richard Sherman. I'm not blaming that on him. But, man, I was like, you're celebrating too early, guys. It's not over. It's not over. Like, I was thinking that as they were doing it, because I hate when teams do it during games, like in the middle of games. That was one of my little pet peeves. I like celebrating touchdowns. I like celebrating interceptions, but running all the way to the opposite end zone with the whole squad, I'm like, you got to go back out there now. You're tired, because if it happens on a pick six, especially, now you run to the other end zone, everyone's down there celebrating, you kick off, and you right back on defense. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the kind of stuff that bothered me during games. That was the stuff that bothered me during games. So, there was some other stuff that happened. The state of the franchise went down. Did you guys get a chance to watch it or rewatch it or listen to it and everything? I want to talk about some of the takeaways that we had from that. You guys can start wherever you want. I got some pictures here for some of the people inducted and all that. We'll get to all of that. But, Brian, I know we touched on very, very few things last night, but we have the opportunity to expound on some thoughts now and our overall takes from it.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, let's start with the picks, man. I like the inductees, man. John Taylor is finally getting his due. A lot of people don't know much about John Taylor because he was kind of like the underdog, but he did all the dirty work, man. I like a lot of people. Jerry Rice is my favorite player of all time, right?
I'm with you.
But without John Taylor, there would be no. Jerry Rice wouldn't have been able to be the Jerry Rice that he was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he made Jerry Rice. I'm just saying he was the perfect complement to Jerry Rice.
Right. And
then you got my man Patrick Willis. You know, we talked about this on Nitty Gritty Niners last night because we did like a special show. And let me just say something. Like, Patrick Willis is probably like one of the greatest linebackers of all time with the short career.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The short career. Can you imagine if he played at least 2 or 3 more seasons? Like Hall of Fame, first ballot, on top of the list. I don't have him better than Ray Lewis, who's probably the greatest linebacker of all time.
I think Patrick Willis in his prime was better than Ray Lewis in his prime.
That's fair because the game was a little bit different. And Patrick Willis was better in coverage at the time. Look, it's so hard. They're like 1A, 1B for me. Like that, like, you know, but, you know, we talked about that on the show last night. But Patrick Willis, John Taylor, man, I wish he'd get more props. You know, he's the jersey that I purchased. I know I put on Twitter, should I get Jerry Rice, Bryant Young, whatever. I bought John Taylor's, man, because I realized that I loved him. I probably loved him just as equally as much as I love Jerry Rice. Because this guy balled out each and every week. And I know something he didn't do. He didn't drop a lot of passes. I do know that. And so he moved the chains too. So he was what Kendrick Bourne was supposed to be if Kendrick Bourne was higher up, you know, in the draft pool or whatever. John Taylor was the chain mover. And this was when they used to catch passes across the middle and get a clothesline.
And what are your thoughts on the two guys? Because that Breezy gave us a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last night, you know, and I'll reiterate kind of what I talked about with Willis. You know, I think that with the 49ers inducting him into the 49ers Hall of Fame, it will help him potentially get into the Hall. But because of his short career, I think that's a negative for him. I mean, I know that a lot of people will look at him as, being great during his time, but not having that, leaving the game early for me, is just like not a nail in a coffin, but it's such a negative towards going to the Hall. I mean, you never want to see a guy walk away when he can still be playing. And that's kind of how the feeling I get. Like, he was at the top of his game, but didn't like the changes that were about to happen to that team, and he just decided that he was going to hang it up. And I think he had a lot more left in the tank, so I was disappointed that he left. And I thought I was disappointed because he wasn't going to get the respect that he deserves as a player, because I didn't think that the NFL will recognize him. But I think that having the 49ers organization recognize him is going to give him the boost that he might need to get to the Hall. John Taylor, like Breezy said, he's there's no real words that I could put into place, because he's absolutely a great compliment to Jerry Rice. Didn't make Jerry Rice who he is, but if John Taylor hadn't been on the field and getting the respect from DBs, Jerry Rice wouldn't have been able to do the things that he did. And unfortunately, he was just overshadowed by Jerry his entire time he was there, basically. So,
but he didn't mind it.
No, he didn't.
At least we didn't think he did, right?
We didn't see
social
that.
media, right? Whereas when T.O. got there, the moment T.O. was drafted, this dude told Jerry Rice that he was taking his spot. Like,
Right.
Which I don't mind. I'm all for competition. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to a GOAT and you tell the GOAT, I'm coming for your spot, that let me know how much T.O. wanted it. But John Taylor just seemed like, hey, he Jerry Rice, but I'm John Taylor. He can do that, and I'm going to do this. That's just what it seemed like. But there was no social media then, so we don't really know.
Right.
But at least that's what it looked like. I wish if I got a chance to interview John Taylor, that's one question I would ask him.
Well, I'm looking up I have the Hall of Fame list here, and there's 31 linebackers listed, and I'm looking to see how many of them had 8 or fewer years. So far, I found one player that has just 8 years, but the thing is, he was a two-way player. Now, this was from the 40s, so he played from 48 to 55.
I was about to say they stopped going both ways.
Yeah, he was an offensive tackle and a defensive tackle. However, he made the Hall as a linebacker. So I don't quite understand that. I'm a little confused with that. That's George Connor. But we have one person here. Oh no, damn. I forgot to carry the one. I was going to say from 96 to 2012. That's Ray Lewis. Like, I forgot to carry
way more than 8 years.
I thought that was 6 years. I'm looking to see if there's all right. Joe Schmidt, what's 53 to 65? Oh, that's 9 years. Never mind. That's 9 because 53 counts as a year. So I can't do that. That's 9.
5 is 12.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for he would be the oh nope, that's 2000, 2012. It's gonna be tough for Willis to get in. Like I said, other than in the 40s and 50s. That's the only linebacker to get in with that short of a career. But here's the thing that's different about Patrick Willis, okay? He played 8 years. He was a 5-time first-team All-Pro out of 8 years. 1 year, he was a second-team All-Pro. So that means 6 of his 8 years, he was an All-Pro. Not Pro Bowler, guys. I'm talking about All-Pro.
Right.
All-Pro. He was a 7-time Pro Bowler, so only 1 year he didn't make it. He obviously made the 2010s All-Decade team. Twice he led the NFL in tackles, not the 49ers, the NFL in tackles. I mean, and he was Rookie of the Year. He's got too many accolades to not make this list. I can look up these guys that have 12, 13 years in there, and I don't think they have the numbers that Patrick Willis has.
It doesn't it all come down to like who else is being inducted or like
at the position. You'd have to look at who's eligible as a linebacker and kind of start whittling the way the statistics at that point to see, and then obviously who else is eligible.
Yeah, I think it is going to be difficult for him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he will eventually get in. I think he belongs in there. And I know we're saying that because we're 49er fans, but it's unfortunate because the majority of those seasons he played for the Niners, they were trash. but he did his thing though. Like that's the one person you counted on every week. You know what I'm saying? Healthy. Man, this dude played with a club on his hand. Like they taped his hand up so much. It looked like he had a club like on his joint. Like this dude balled out, man. Unfortunately, you know, his feet weren't good at some point, you know. I like what Omar says. This is you know, we talked about this last night. I don't know. Like it doesn't mean that Luke Kuechly was a better linebacker than Patrick Willis. And I'm not saying that he isn't. I think Luke was different, man. Like
I think Luke's gonna get in before Willis.
What comment? Where is it? Put it on the screen.
Oh, my bad.
10:05, yeah.
I think Luke makes it in before Patrick Willis, yo.
I do too. And again, I think that's from walking away early.
And Luke walked away because of concussions, and so like I don't know if that gets a different disclaimer to it or something.
Hold on now, Luke might have played longer, but
I'm
curious as to how many games because he had a lot of injuries. Hold on, let me look this up.
So you're gonna break it down like that?
Yeah, because I mean, if I played in 112 games, I know that it was only an 8-year career, but he played in a lot of games. Luke Kuechly only played in 118. 6 more games.
Yeah, but what is his accolades though?
Oh, hold on. I'll pull that up too. Let me see.
Because now we got to get into that because this dude was like the best linebacker in the league for a minute.
He won Defensive Player of the Year. That's something that he never.
Patrick Willis never won.
He also won NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Willis's was just Rookie of the Year. I don't think it was defensive. Hold on.
It
was. That's right.
Okay, so they had that same thing, so you can check those both off, right?
5 first-team All-Pros like Patrick.
Same as Patrick.
2 second year, and Patrick only had 1.
1.
Okay, so he's got 1 more there. 7-time Pro Bowler, same as Patrick.
7-time Pro Bowler.
2-time led the league in tackles. Also made the 2010s All-Decade. Their attributes are the same. Kuechly played longer, but only 6 more games. I mean, come on, man. Come on now.
That's where I take in the consideration of why did they stop playing the game. And I think when you're going to the Hall,
because of concussion.
I understand. Like you got Calvin Johnson, who's just going into the Hall, and he quit on his team too, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, yeah, Kuechly had 8. Wait, I'm saying all this. Kuechly had an 8-year career also.
Get out of here.
2019.
So it's the same.
Oh, snap.
Relatively close. This is actually a good comment, Omar.
Yeah.
I still bet Luke gets in before Patrick does.
Well, he has 1 higher accolade, 2 higher accolades than Patrick, right?
He had Defensive Player of the Year that Patrick never got.
Right.
And he also has 1 more second team.
I just feel like he gets more recognition than Patrick got while he was in the league. I think that people talk highly more.
That the Panthers were winning more, though.
Right. Yeah, well, I understand that, but I'm just saying I feel like he got more accolades than Patrick. Right. They may have had a similar career, but I think that he'll get in just due to his.
That's what I'm talking about, Trey Willie. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm repping UConn. Talking about that crap.
I just think that he'll get in before Patrick does.
If Malafanu was still on this team, y'all couldn't say nothing, but he got cut.
Oh, damn! I didn't mean I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry, I was trying to go down to new comments. No, that's not true. This isn't true. The Panthers made the.
Did they go to the Super Bowl with Cam Newton and they they got beat by
Denver.
The Broncos.
Beat the brakes off of them. I think.
Wasn't that because Seahawks beat the brakes off of Denver the year before?
Yeah, and then it was like we're not making that same mistake.
You remember that joint?
That game against the Seahawks started out bad. Like first snap over his head into the
snap, bro. I mean, they got beat so bad. Cats stopped watching the Super Bowl, bro. Like that was a bad beating. And then they went out.
My cousin is a Panthers fan. He's been on the show a couple times. He's Duck. You guys have seen him. He came with us to Nuno's for the Niners Panthers game. That was the game that we put 50 plus up on them 2 years ago. But what was funny about that, I shouldn't say funny, is that every time the Panthers messed up during that game, my cousin drank more and more, like just to stop. Because what he was trying to do was not curse in front of his parents. His parents were there, and they don't watch football with us.
That's a good question.
Y'all know how we are when we're watching games, and we're rambunctious and loud and cursing, and cursing for good stuff. Like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's go. Like, it's good and bad. He was trying so hard not to curse in front of his parents. He was like, "Are you?" And my man drank so much that night that my aunt was judging me because he's my younger cousin, and in her mind, you taught him to drink like this.
Oh man, Mike, you're such a bad influence, bro.
Come on, cuz.
What a bad influence you are, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. But yeah, so that was one of the takeaways. Like I said last night about these two gentlemen here. Patrick Willis is a consummate professional. I mean, I can't remember a negative. Patrick Willis is almost like, the reputation LeBron James has, like, where he just has never been in trouble. The worst thing that he ever did was the decision video. And that's not bad, right? It's just him announcing what team he was going to go to. And
the worst thing Patrick Willis did was retire.
Exactly. So, I'm not saying that they're the same people or saying that, they're as great as each other, but you can't find a flaw. You never heard about infidelity. You never heard about like him, like in trouble, any off-field trouble at all. It didn't exist with Patrick Willis. He had bad feet and he had to retire because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. And I said last night on the show, and I'll say it again, if Jerry Rice wasn't here, John Taylor is wide receiver 1. John Taylor was so good that he's wide receiver 1 during his time. I would say 28 other NFL teams, he would have been wide receiver 1. That's how good John Taylor was.
Who would you compare? Who would you do a comparison? Who would John Taylor be in today's football as a wide receiver?
That's tough. All right, so let's first compare his size. Let's first compare John Taylor's size, because
I never really liked JJ Stokes, guys. I just
like Jarvis
Landry. I mean, really?
6'1", 185.
I don't know if they're like physical attributes, but I'm just thinking like him and Odell playing together. If Odell's ever healthy for the whole season, it would be a kind of a similar tandem, I think.
I see where you're going with that. I do, 100%. So Pete is saying he thinks John Taylor would be like Julio Jones
if he was by himself.
No,
he wasn't.
He means by himself. I thought you meant like compare him to a play, because he was 6'1", 185, and I can't tell you how fast and all that he was.
He was pretty fast because he returned punts.
He had one game with 2 80 or 90-yard touchdowns in it, right? Isn't that the same John Taylor we're talking about?
Yeah, that's him.
He was a punt returner, kick return. I mean, this man, he was good. He was good, but again, people are going to look at his career and say it was kind of short-lived. You know what I mean? He was in the shadows of Jerry Rice the whole time, and he's from New Jersey. I mean, come on, guys. You wanted to know my affinity for John Taylor. You want to know why Mike rides so hard for him. That's why. I mean, he's from New Jersey.
A Jersey guy.
Yeah. As far as like how he played, this is a good question. All right, y'all gonna kill me for this. I think I have a good comparison.
The player has to be playing today, though.
Oh damn. He's not playing today. Who I was going to compare him
I mean,
to.
not like physically playing today, but it has to be in the NFL right now. That's what I mean.
He's not in the NFL right now. But
who are you going to say?
I was going to say Chad Johnson.
Oh. I was
going to say Chad Johnson.
Okay.
I know, right? Y'all think I'm crazy, right? I wish we
No.
I feel like
which Chad
Johnson was like more of a true number 1 than
Cincinnati Chad Johnson?
Yes. Yeah. Cincinnati Chad. 85. Okay. Before he was Ocho. Well,
he became Ocho toward the end. Him and TJ Huzmanzada. I could see that.
But that's. Let me try to think of somebody a little bit more like now.
What about you, Brian? Oh, Brian said
Landry.
Jarvis Landry. So yeah.
Landry. Okay.
I was just trying to think of like the tandem with him and Rice. I could see how you could equate having him be 1 and 2. Jarvis stood out on his own without having Odell available, but when Odell is going to be fully healthy, I think he overshadows Jarvis. So I think that's the kind of for me, it feels like a good comparison with the situation, not necessarily the player, playing styles or anything, but just the situation that they were in there.
I'm just trying to think of who would be today's version of John Taylor. I think that's a better way to reword the question. Who would be today's version of Jerry Rice? I mean, I know it's hard to compare anybody, but you do have some guys that can do some things Rice can do. You have faster guys out there, good hands.
You just need to have they got to be consistent.
They just got to, but no one would ever be as consistent. I like the Stephon Diggs comparison.
Yeah,
that's where I'm talking about. Shout out to VZ48.
Diggs for who?
For John Taylor.
For Taylor, right?
I like that.
But I thought you guys want to be okay. So do you want me to find a good wide receiver 2? Because Diggs is a wide receiver 1.
But he was.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they're similar. I mean, when you
was it 2 though? Because when
like you said, John Taylor would be a 1 if it hadn't have been
for Rice.
Rice,
right?
Okay, all right. I like the Diggs.
That's Mike Evans. I have him more as the Chris Godwin.
I think Taylor was a better route runner. I think Evans is a little more physical at the point of attack, like where the ball, like.
I don't think he's a good route runner though.
Right.
Evans I want to say Evans is a little bit bigger than him though.
He's like a lot bigger. Yeah.
Just throw the ball in the air, bro. He'll just grab it over defense.
Okay. Hold on now. I almost wanted to.
Okay. That's tough though because Adams is a true number 1.
Hold on now. Time out.
So he's not.
He's a true number 1 in Green Bay.
Right.
So I would make him. I think John Taylor plays more like a Michael Thomas, like that type of a guy that can be that 1 or can run those underneath the route. Like you get what I'm saying?
Are we saying number 1 because they're targeted the most on their respective teams? Because Michael Thomas isn't really the downfield threat, but that could be because of how Drew Brees was playing.
Yeah, absolutely
right. With Devontae Adams, right? Like he's gonna get a couple like one-on-ones and they'll take a shot with him. But both guys are chain movers, like you know what I'm saying? Like the possession guys, and I like it. I like the Devontae Adams in the Michael Thomas comparison. I do like that. I like that a lot, man. Good job, guys. Terry don't he paid to say the same thing. I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. I like that.
Then you guys are funny, man.
All right, so let's decompress now. We talked about the inductees to the 49ers Ring of Honor or Hall of Fame, the 49ers Hall of Fame. What were your thoughts overall on this? The team pre-recorded everything. My camera is crooked and it's bugging me. Oh, there we go.
Your house is crooked.
Well, we are in the middle of a tornado warning. We actually got seek safety if possible. Prepare your basements. In the city I live in, basements are illegal. So my wife was teaching the kids to sit. You're supposed to sit in the middle underneath the whatever the center of your home is. So she's teaching you she taught them earlier, huddle up on the steps, huddle up at the bottom of the steps on the first floor, type of thing. So maybe my house is crooked because of the storm. That was my point.
I was just thinking about your renovations you got going on.
Yeah. So the what I want to ask you guys then is going to be what were your thoughts on the rest of everything? It was all pre-recorded, very well thought out. I feel like Jed York was the least rehearsed of all the people we heard from during this thing. So he even timed the tweet very well. I couldn't tell if him and Keanu were live or not because everyone else was clearly pre-recorded. I couldn't figure that part out. And the tweet really messed me up. So what were your thoughts on the entire thing as a whole? And anybody want to go first?
We touched on it a little bit last night, but I don't know if this is the right word, but it just wasn't as intimate as it had been in the past. You didn't feel like I got it. I'm still hyped about all the stuff that's going on, but it wasn't as engaging as it was when we watched it live on the stage when they've done it in previous years. And that was kind of my big takeaway. It was too planned. It was like we've had this thought process of transparency for last couple of years, and I don't feel like when you do stuff like this, it doesn't feel transparent because you're you're prepping it beforehand. I mean, I know that when they do their live stuff too, all that stuff is, the questions, whatever, it's already been discussed and they know what the answers are going to be. But when you have it pre-recorded like that, I just felt like it was less intimate. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but
I kind of got the same thing. But I understood it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just being in the profession that I am and the things that happened, they kind of went straight technical on the side, pre-record. I don't like pre-recorded things personally because I like things to be in living color, right? I like mess ups to happen. I like to vibe off of people's energy. I like to do all that type of stuff. That's a breezy thing. That's like you telling me to read the music to a song. Well, I'm gonna do it, but I'd rather just play it because you're gonna get more feeling out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I got from this 49ers pre-taped state of the franchise type thing. But I think as time goes along and the country gets back to healing and over certain things, and there's always next year. I tell you what, it was 10 times better than last year's. So, like, I accept it with a grain of salt, but I do respect everything Brian just said because it was, nah. It didn't draw me in. Well, I tell you what, it drew me in, but it didn't keep me attentive. How about that?
Yeah, and that was kind of it. It felt a little lackluster.
It was too polished.
Yeah, it didn't even feel as informative as other years. They went into so many details when it was live with the faithful there. They talked about the giveaways and all kinds of stuff. It was special. I remember when they did the one where they talked about all the different giveaways. It was like, and we're doing this because we're honoring this and da 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 da.
Right.
Like that just was. It wasn't there this year. It wasn't there. It was almost like we knew every state of the franchise. The basics that they're going to discuss. There was no more than the basics this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't get the above the basics, like what you both were insinuating. You didn't get that raw emotion. You didn't get the reaction to the crowd noise. You go back and you watch some of the old ones, and someone will say something. What's my man's name? The president of the team. What's his name?
Guido.
Yeah. Even when Al Guido was speaking, you'd hear him say something at the live, and the fans would react, and he'd be like, "Oh, you guys like that, huh?" And then he would feed them a little bit more about it,
Right.
And there's more coming that I can't tell you yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we're working on stuff. Like, you didn't get that opportunity. You didn't get and it was what I thought was more weird and more strange about it was they were so excited to be open and back up to the public. I honestly thought there was going to be a surprise live thing that they only secretly reached out to, season ticket holders and said, if you can make it, we would love to have you in the stadium. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
or there for the show. And they didn't do that, And so I almost want to say it was boring.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, it was. That's my point.
Okay, no one else said the B word, so I was wondering if it was.
I alluded to like it. I was watching it on the phone doing this. If you don't have my attention, I hope my pastor doesn't hear this because I'll be on my phone when he starts preaching too. But that's because I have ADHD, and so if I ain't doing something, like I got to be doing something at all times. That's what that means. So, but it just
that sounds like a good excuse, Wayne.
You know what?
I'm dead serious though.
This is it right here, right? So Callie says it was like opening your gifts on Christmas and you already know what you're getting. So here's what I'll say. The past ones was Christmas as a child. This one was Christmas as an adult. You're happy it's happening. You know what I mean? You like seeing the reactions on social media, right? Like with the children, you as an adult, you buy all. You know what Santa's dropping off. I don't know if my kids can still hear me. You know what I'm saying? You know Santa's bringing the one special gift, and then like you're waiting to see their reactions, right? The other years, it was like the child. Surprise me. Here we go. What are we getting this year? What game? Like, I'll be honest with you. I've been saying that I don't think I'm going to make it to the West Coast this year, but I was looking forward to there being some kind of giveaway announcement where I'd be like, damn, I really want that. Maybe I'll try to get out there for that game. or maybe I'll reach out to somebody and see if you know what I mean? Like, I was anxious about that kind of stuff, and it wasn't just the giveaways. I know I feel like I'm harping on that, but it just didn't have that same emotion to it.
Well, I mean, you guys know that during last year when they did the whole crate, I bought the crates for the whole season, all four, the different, each quarter of the season, basically they put out a fan crate, and I was hoping that they would have something along those lines, because even though the stadium is going to be open, that's 70,000 fans that get to sit down, but there's still, millions of fans that don't get that opportunity. So I was hoping that they would say, like, we're going to continue that from last year or whatever, but it just feels like they have, maybe just because of how the state of California has been dealing with or maybe how Santa Clara has been dealing with the COVID and changing of things, or, adjusting to getting ready to open back up and stuff. Maybe they just haven't had time to put those packages together, or, figure out when they're going to do bobbleheads, or what bobbleheads they're going to do, or whatever else they may give away. So it just felt like it was they're not ready for the season. Like, they say they're ready for the season. They're ready for fans to be there, of course. But I feel like I don't even know what they're called. Nick Clark, whatever he does, his job, I felt like they're not on the same page with being ready for the attendance of the fans yet.
Yeah, you good over there, bro? You good, Breezy?
Oh yeah, man. I just got one of those gaming mouths, and I ain't realized there was a button on the side. You click it, you off.
I got you.
Transport yourself somewhere else.
Let me see here. Hold on. Let me see. What time? What's our counter at right now?
56 minutes.
56 minutes. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and transition. Let's wrap this thing up here. We're going to give you guys a solid hour, and what we're going to do is discuss the title of the show here. We're gonna break down the specialists here, and that'll be it for this evening. What do you guys think about the 49er specialists? Because this is a position or these positions, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm not really excited about these, and I guess we'll get into it as a whole. You know what? I'll give you my thoughts at the end of it all. I won't do it right now, but let's go ahead and break this all down here. Let me get my images here, because I have some and I forgot to upload them as usual. Sorry, Brian.
So you're not excited about our kicker, our punter?
It's not that. That's not exactly what I meant. That is what I meant, but that's not exactly what I meant. So we have three specialists. There's the kicker, the punter, and the long snapper. Okay. So let's start with the punter. And that's gonna let me put my banner up. Boom. All right. So this is the punter. This is Mitch Wisnowski. Okay. So cool. Is he gonna make the final 53? This is what we do every year. I mean, for all the other ones, is he gonna make the final 53, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
All right. Better. He was drafted.
Okay. Now let's do it for another position. The kicker. Is he going to make the final 53, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
He is, right? Okay. And then last but certainly not least, we have our long snapper and Tabor Pepper. Did I click his picture? No, it didn't go. There it is. Is he going to make the team?
Hell yes.
He is, right?
Yes.
And here's my issue with this. Not a single one of these players has competition.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm not excited about it. It's not that I don't like Mitch. I love Mitch Wisnowski. It's not that I hate Robbie Gould. I don't hate him. It's not that I don't like Tabor Pepper. It's none of that stuff. I like all three of these guys. I love Tabor's personality. I think he's going to be the next Pat McAfee. He has a lot of personality. He's really good even on social media.
Yeah.
This guy, he's a blast. I'm happy the 49ers have this young man, right?
Absolutely.
He's got a lot of personality.
I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the recent stuff with him in Walmart. I mean, if you haven't seen that, it's funny. You got to go. I don't know who it was, but somebody basically said that or responded to one of his tweets saying that you're just the Walmart version of George Kittle, which I was like, what? Because he's so like entertaining on his social media platform. you know. So I was just like, to me, it was crazy that they said that, but then he's embraced it. Like he's been, you know, dealing with that and be like, yeah, let's go for it, you know, whatever. So there's been some contact between him and Walmart and stuff like that. So, you know, if it ends up benefiting him, great. You know,
So
I'm glad that he embraced it though.
What is George Kittle then? Target? I'm confused.
No. They're saying like, I guess if George Kittle worked at Walmart, is that what it is?
No, he's just like
he's just a downgrade,
the discount version of that of George.
So what is George Kittle? Target? Because they only like $2 more. Like I'm trying to figure out what is the Kittle, and if Tabor Pepper is Walmart, what is Kittle? That's my question.
Like Tiffany's. That's I think.
Oh hell, ain't no damn Tiffany.
No, but I think that's where they're trying to compare.
Tiffany's.
Kittle's not.
Hell no. Kittle might be like Nordstrom. Brian, you know what, Brian?
Get out of my head.
Get out of my head. Like like Nordstrom. Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with it. But Tiffany's, Kittle's not Macy's.
He's talking about the hype that he brings. You know,
I got you.
At the top of the level in the NFL for the hype that he brings on a daily basis.
But Walmart bring more hype than any one of these places we mentioned.
But I'm just saying, like I think that the media is trying to spin because Tabor is doing the same sort of stuff that he does. He's just not.
No, I got.
Because he's a long snapper and not the tight end of the league, one of the tight ends of the league. He doesn't get necessarily the same respect, even though he's putting out that juice in social media. You know.
I got you guys.
I get it.
Let me tell you something real quick that I am disappointed about. While I love the consistency that we have been able to see from Robbie Gould, I'm disappointed in the fact that his contract doesn't allow us to walk away from him next year. So he is on the books. Unless we trade him, he's on the books for $5.5 million next year.
We couldn't do a whole show without Brian going into the books. I knew that.
That's part of it.
I know, but I just knew we couldn't do the show without him going into the books. Like, damn it, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's it. But no, I get it. And so, I guess I don't have issues with like you, Mike. I don't see anything wrong with them not having competition because you don't want to go into a camp with competition at these positions. Like you want these positions to be surefire positions. You don't see other teams having competition unless they're unsure about their kicker, and usually they're punters. Name another team that goes into camp with competition at the kicker position.
The Bears.
Because they don't know what their damn kicker is.
You asked me to name one.
I just said unless. I said.
Right. But we talked about
my mic sound compressed. I just said on national TV, unless they don't know who their kicker is, then you don't have competition.
This is international TV, man.
Don't. That's right. Don't downgrade it, baby.
We're worldwide, baby.
We Nordstrom's in this bitch. Let's go.
No, but we talked about this. I think it was last night on the Midnight Show. Somebody asked the question about Mitch and talked about his stats from his rookie year. Talked about how it's decreased. And so Mike and I were talking about it last night. I get what you're saying. Like you want these guys to be the guys for your team. But if you don't have anybody to compete with and you know it's your spot, you have to motivate yourself to be better. And I don't know that everybody can do that.
Look, all right, I got you. And
how many punters and kickers are there on a college team?
And
more than one.
This ain't college.
I know, but they're used to having that. So now that they're only one.
My point is, Brian, we ain't got the goddamn money for that. That's number one. Number two. Yeah, that is
we can get one of our 13 wide receivers.
That is true. That is true. Don't tell me we got money to just be bringing in guys that we know. I don't need my punter to go up against another punter just because you felt like his numbers are less. Maybe he's just not punting is not enough.
No. Let me explain why I say that's not true. Because the money that these specialists are going to get are bottom 51. They're not going to count against the cap. They're not hurting anybody to bring these guys.
They're taking up spots, man, and we still don't know who our daggone wide receivers are. We got Debo, Brandon, question mark. Is that enough wide receivers?
Yeah, you had 8. I remember.
but if you said we didn't have enough roster spots, I'd be like, okay, cool.
I'm saying that now.
The money's not the issue. So that's all I was going with that. But here's my thing. Games on the line, right? And this is all right. Let me paint a picture for you. Niners are down by 2. It's 46 seconds left.
Who's the quarterback?
Jimmy.
Okay.
Niners down by 2. NFC Championship game this year.
Is George Kittle hurt or not?
Whole team is healthy, but I'm gonna paint the whole picture. Okay, I'm gonna paint the whole picture. 46 seconds left, 1 timeout. Okay, Richie James is back there. The other team kicks the ball off to us. He hesitates, but he brings it out. He gets tackled at the 7-yard line. Terrible field position. Okay, because he hesitated. Now George Kittle makes a huge play. We're driving down the field. Okay, we burn our last timeout with 4 seconds left in the game, and if we kick it to win, it's a 51-yarder. Now you lied. No. Don't Mike me.
We already had this conversation, Mike. He don't kick 50-yard field goals
Lie to
anymore.
me and tell me you confident in Robbie Gould's ability to make that.
Not at 51.
Okay, lie to me and tell me you confident at 49.
I'm confident at 49 just because it's the number 49.
Are you confident at 48 then?
I'm definitely confident at 48 if I'm confident at 49. Am I confident at 50? Yes. 51? Shit.
But that's my point.
The point is, don't get in that position. Don't put yourself in that predicament.
That's not how the NFL works. How many games do we win by a field goal?
First of all, that is how the NFL works. Because Richie James shouldn't be kicking returning balls. Because if he gonna hesitate, then his behind shouldn't be back there returning. There's no and neither should River Craycraft because he probably gonna look at the ball and not even bring it out. So my point is, look, Richard James got to do better. Get Robbie Gould. If you know your kicker struggles kicking 51-yard field goals, then don't put yourself in that predicament. Now I get where you're going with it because there's gonna come situations and times when you're in that situation. But he's kicked some. He's what, 50-50 for 50?
Right.
That was kind of dope.
Yeah.
That was actually dope.
For 50 plus. I think that's what he was 50.
Yeah, Mike. So name kickers that are 100% from 50 yards.
You really want me to?
No.
Oh, okay. No. All right. I just wanted to make sure because you know me, I'll pull it up. But my point, all right. So listen to this. A 42-yard attempt into the wind.
You go with Robbie Gould.
You don't have a choice, and there's no competition for him.
Mike, what teams have choices at the kicker position, bro, other than the Bears?
Everybody has okay. Don't most teams have 2 kickers on?
No.
Yes.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they do not, Mike.
On their 90-man rosters?
Yes, they do, Breezy. Come on.
On the 90, man?
Yes, on the 90. Yeah. I'm talking
53 now. You're talking about the season starting. And so
I'm away from my situation because you told me what you were comfortable with. I'm off of that. I'm talking about right now. Most teams have 2 kickers and 2 punters.
I disagree, but maybe I'm wrong. But I disagree with that because the only team we could think is the Bears, and I don't think teams need 2 kickers or punters when they're sure of their kicker and their punter. How much money, Brian, we paying Robbie Gould? I'm just curious.
This season? 1 second.
So you paying him $2 million? Anybody?
Let me ask you this question, Breezy. Who do you think is the best kicker in the league right now?
Probably one of them young boys, them young rookies that got drafted.
Tell me a team that has like a good.
Isn't Tucker the best?
Is he still kicking?
Yeah, he's still kicking for Baltimore. But Rodrigo Blankenship from Colts and the other guy, the other rookie, them boys was kicking.
All right.
So cap hit for Gould this year is 2.6.
That's not a lot of money.
That's
no,
cap hit.
I'm talking about. I was having a problem with next season, but yeah, 2.6 is not bad. 5.5 that we can't get out of unless we trade him. You know that one hurts.
Now watch this.
Okay.
I'm doing this live, so I'm gonna see. I could be proven wrong. I just pulled up the Ravens' current roster. I'm gonna see how many kickers they have on the team. They have Justin Tucker. Do you think they have somebody else? Justin Tucker has been the best kicker.
You know if they got somebody else because you're looking at the roster. Just say it.
I just found it now, but do you think they have somebody else?
I don't think so.
They have 2 kickers.
Okay.
Now I'm pulling up the Colts. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the Colts. Let me just see. I'm scrolling. GK.
Who's their other kicker, Mike?
For who?
The
Ravens?
Yeah.
The Ravens kicker, their second kicker's name is Jake Verity. All right, he's kicking behind Justin Tucker. The Colts have Rodrigo Blankenship and Eddie Pinheiro.
Okay.
Like that, but that's my point. You can name 3 other teams. I'll look them all up. I guarantee you that they
the
have
49ers are a team that don't want 2 kickers.
Well, I think it's part of it is because you can't. Sorry, Wayne, but the money, because you can't walk away from gold. There's no reason to bring in, like, he's gonna have to inspire himself because the team can't move on from him. So he's like, there's no point to bring in a kicker for competition because you're gonna have to pay that guy regardless.
So
the Chiefs only have 1 kicker.
So that means you got to pay him, even if you bring in another guy. So you wasting money on another guy. Not wasting money, but all right, wasting money meaning if you go with the other guy, you still got to pay him.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like, there's no opt out for this season. So like we're locked in for this and next season with Robbie Gould's contract. So it doesn't make any sense. Like, even if you brought someone in that blew Robbie away, like, you still owe him. You're guaranteed $8 million over the next 2 years.
I got you, bro. I think this is it for Robbie, though. I think this is his last season, yo. I think they find a way to trade him. He'll probably end up with the Bears. Maybe he end up with the Bears now.
Yeah, whoever it is got to take on, $5 million, or I think
about $7 million.
No, well, I mean, if he plays this year,
Mikey,
his dead cap will be 1.5. So the other team, wherever he goes, would be on the hook for $4 million.
Mike, your voice gone.
Oh, I was asking if we could. So he just answered. I said it's weird. So he's so in my head that I asked my question and he answered it. I said, so we can't cut him. He said the other team will be on the hook for 4 points. So he answered it even though I asked it. We can't cut him without having to pay him.
If we cut him, if we just straight up cut him, we're on the hook for his entire salary of 5.5.
Why though?
Next season.
It's a fully
If
guaranteed.
we cut him now, we're on the hook for 8.1 million.
Oh no. That's a lot of money.
Right, because
a lot of balls. Oh, because he's a kicker. I cracked my
So if this year, if for some reason we had competition and you were going to replace Robbie this season, a post 6-1 release, we would have 6.6 dead money and then 1.5 next season.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it at all.
To cut him, right?
To cut him. I mean, you could trade him, but you're still going to have some dead cap space. And then because he has guaranteed salary for next season. That's why I said I was super surprised when I went and looked at his contract that Parag didn't have something in between those two seasons to opt out.
So that means, that Breezy's right. There's no value. There's no purpose in even bringing somebody in because Robbie knows you can bring in whoever you want. I can miss all off season.
You still got to pay me.
Yeah, contractually, we're stuck with him. So we find a trade partner.
You can't knock him.
So do we play around with like Mitch kicking field goals in practice or during preseason? Because what if somebody goes in, like there's going to be people trying to make this roster.
Sure.
Third and fourth quarters are going to be dangerous. Those guys are going to jump off sides. They're going to be diving and giving it their all because they have to make an impression on the team that they're on, especially these young rookies who know that special teams are their only way of making this roster.
Good point,
aren't you putting Robbie Gould in more danger by not having somebody to go out there and make and attempt those kicks?
Well, I mean, you look at the situation we got into when we brought in oh damn it, what's his name?
Don't worry about his name. It was
last year where we had, Robbie had to sit out because of COVID or whatever it was. We had a kicker and we ended up losing the game because of, the kicker wasn't able to accomplish his goal.
That was our first loss, as a matter of fact, against the Seahawks. Oh no, that was 2019. I'm thinking about 2019. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that was yeah. I'm pretty sure it was last season, right? Where we had basically the replacement come in for the one game and he missed the game-winning.
That's rough.
Field goal.
That is rough. So but see, I'll be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I'm confident in Robbie Gould. I'm confident in Wisnowski. I'm confident in Tabor. And I talked about. I even defended him. I think it was last night on the show. I defended Mitch's lack of yards, right? Because I look at total or net versus the length of a punt. I talked about over kicking your coverage, and we know that he's capable of doing that.
Right.
He's got one of the biggest legs in the league. He can definitely overkick and outkick the coverage. But people always say, "Oh, that ball only went 55 yards." Yeah, but it was a 48 net. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that big of a return. So I'm okay with that if you're directing it and you know that you're you know that you're sending your gunners to one side of the field, and you got a guy who can kick it to that side every
That's
time.
what I would like to see more from him, though.
That coffin corner kick, yeah.
Yeah, like that is if he's going to improve his game and be one of the best punters to ever do it, to show why he was a 4th round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? As a punter, that's huge. I would like to see those directional punts where you're pinning them guys out of bounds. Like not Andy Lee style, where Andy was the hang time king. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to see this guy get that ball in the air with that big leg of his. And don't forget, he also likes to tackle. So he's trying to didn't he get a couple penalties too from tackling somebody too hard?
No, it wasn't a penalty. The team yelled at him because it was like his first ever kickoff or something like that. And he blasted.
Yeah, he made highlight reels for that, man. We talked about that last night too.
Yep. It made ESPN, and you never see kickers on ESPN for good reasons.
I got you.
Make ESPN is because they tried to make some diving tackle and miss on a return. He was on there for the hit that he made. So
right,
you know, and the team got in his ass. They pulled him to the sideline. Everyone's celebrating, and they're like, you see the finger waving and everything. You knew what they were saying. You can't do that. We just drafted your ass. You can't. Like, so you know, the team didn't like that too much. But yes, Breezy, you're right. He's capable of it. And I tell you what, in the postseason or a game that's going to get us into the postseason or give us a better seed, I'm all for lay his ass out, Mitch.
Yeah.
Go out there and handle your business. You do what you got to do. I'm all for it in those situations. But weeks 1 through 14 now, you don't want them doing that kind of stuff.
So I don't know the answer to this question. That's why I'm asking you guys. Who is the backup punters / kickers on these for the team?
It could be Jimmy Garoppolo.
No. I knew the draft. It was like Richie. It was a wide receiver for sure. It was 100%. Oh no, I know who it was, and he's not here now, so I don't know who it is. Believe it or not, and I swear to you, I'm not making this up. It was Ahkello Witherspoon.
Oh,
because he's a soccer player also, and I'm not making this up. That's not Mike and his favoritism. I swear to you guys, it was Ahkello Witherspoon.
No, I thought I had heard something about Juice doing some kicking, but I couldn't verify that, and so I was going to ask you guys maybe see if it sparked something in memory.
Someone else that we mentioned tonight that was a backup kicker for a team, and I believe he made either a field goal or 2 extra points that we mentioned earlier tonight. Chad Johnson. Do you guys remember that? No? Okay. See, I'm corny. I'm old. All right, whatever. All right, that's gonna do it, man. We're gonna get up out of here. This was a fun show. I had a lot of fun, and we actually talked about the specialists longer than I thought we would. I thought it was gonna be a 3 or 4 minute conversation, and leave it to Breezy to bring out the fire in me. You know what I'm saying? Challenging me and shit. I'm pulling up teams. They got 2 kickers. That's what it's all about, and that's what the state of the franchise was missing. It was the live and raw interactions and reaction. That's what it was. That's what it was missing. So look at that. Full circle, man.
Yep.
Full circle, guys. It was a pleasure having you guys back on here. Breezy, man, we missed you, man. We missed your energy. Thanks for stopping in here, man. I really, really appreciate it. What's this say?
Vizcaino was signed to the 49ers practice squad on the 1st of January. He was elevated to the
last season
roster the next day. Is that the kicker?
Right. Yeah.
That was last season. Yeah, that was last season because he's not here now.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they can't bring those guys back in.
Oh, yeah. In the event of an injury or something, they're not going to have a choice.
I thought he ended up signing with somebody else after that anyway.
I don't think he's on a team now, though. But I think you're right, Brian. I told you the punter got penalized. He got hit with a helmet to helmet or something. I'm telling you, Wisnowski got a flag last year. And he laid somebody out.
The punter cannot do that. The ref's just like flag because
right.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think you guys are right because I think they threw the flag, but they didn't call it. I think they reviewed it and was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
And remember, I think we were reacting like they only called the penalty because of how hard he hit him.
He laid that cat out.
I'm sure he probably had to do a UA right after that to make sure he wasn't on some sort of PEDs too.
That's like a full body dive, tackle, straight missile, boom from the punter. Yeah, man. Great show, fellas, man. Great
Dan
show.
Bailey is available. Zane Gonzalez, Robert Aguayo.
Those are some veterans you can get. I don't like Aguayo though.
That's the guy that had the perfect kicking record in college
until he did.
Drafted in like the second round.
Yeah, the Bucks took him in the second round, right?
Yeah.
And he hasn't been able to stick to a team since he's been drafted.
And I think he missed like his first 2 kicks in the NFL, right? Like it was crazy. He had never missed in college, and then he was like a 60% kicker his first year or something crazy.
It's tough. I like the Dan Bailey one though. He'd be a good veteran to kind of like bring in.
Yeah, as long as he's not injured, yeah, absolutely. Steven Gostkowski is out there, but I think he retired. He's 37.
I feel like he's done. Like after because he was the highest paid punter at that time, kicker, at that time, and then Patriots traded him.
He went to Tennessee last, I believe.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's it, man. Again, love you guys. Let's get some final thoughts here. Let's start with Wayne, and then we'll go with Brian, and then we'll get up out of here.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure, man, being on this show. You guys definitely keep it raw. I love it. Thanks for having me back on, man. Look, it's been a crazy end of the year with these kids, students, COVID, graduation, whatever. I got my own podcast and stuff going on too, but it's good to be here. I'm trying to keep my Thursdays and Tuesdays available for Nothing But Niners as much as I can, but gigs are picking back up, guys. And if you guys know, I do music, and when a gig calls, man, a brother got to go run, man. That's my hustle and flow right there. But I love you guys, Brian, Mike, Nick, Tony, everybody out there, man. NY to the Bay, all you guys, man. Love you guys, man. Real talk.
Absolutely. I've been an open book, especially the last 17 days or whatever it's been with the midnight madness craziness. But, as always, be good to each other, do good things, good intentions.
All right. And that's going to do it. I gave my final thoughts already. So we'll see you guys at midnight. It's about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 7 minutes from now. So that's going to do it right now. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We're out of here, guys.
Mahalo.